right now. It's pretty even, I guess. It comes down to who's driving.
And track specific as well. I think those two are the second and third both team. They're on par in my opinion. It's just whatever characteristics the track suits best for them.
Practically a good chunk of this. Diaby leaving for $55 million essentially brought
another Premier League club.
The Premier League essentially funded Bayer Leverkusen's run to the top, because with just Diaby being sold, you got Boniface, you got Tella, and then you have some residue that you're able to get Xhaka with.
Welcome everybody. We're here to do to put the game that everyone is losing. I can't. I'm laughing. It's funny. It's funny because people are losing their minds over yesterday. But anyways, we're gonna put the whole thing on trial since it's in Nuremberg. It's only right.
We need to assemble the jury as well.
Dash, get the jury here.
Dash, your audio is it's defaulted. It's not coming through your sexy microphone.
You guys are kidding me.
Fix it, damn it, guys. Well, Dash is fixing his microphone. Not that we deserve it at this point, but please do like and subscribe. Dash will. There it is. Dash is making it up for you.
I don't understand how that happened. It's just like, it's just like Dusan. I just miss her right off the post.
You were good. And then we did the intro, and then you came back. Blame it on the system.
Stupid StreamYard. But anyways, folks, we're here to gather the jury. We're gonna slap the link out here. You guys can come in, bring your cases, your concerns of the game yesterday, and I think we're gonna really focus this stream on talking about that, right? I think we need to talk about it. We got to cover it. I think we need to reel folks back in and bring everybody back in so people don't lose their mind.
I want to live on the edge, though. Don't bring me back, man.
That's fair enough. Razor's
Edge, huh? We're gonna Razor's. Why do I know that reference?
Because it's as old as time.
I'm disappointed in myself. Some things I wish I just didn't know. It's just so it's WWE, like 2000s WWE.
Oh, you're talking about the Razor Ramon.
No, I'm talking about Edge and Christian.
That's not Razor's Edge.
Yeah, his move was.
No,
yeah,
no. Razor's Edge was Razor Ramon. Back in the 90s, WCW.
Oh, that's right. That was his move.
Yes.
Right? The Razor's Edge. Okay, it's coming back to me. Yeah, in the 90s, 80s even. Okay. I sort of know the reference. He was pretty cool. I did like it back then. I was a child, though, so it made sense to, make believe. Anyways, guys.
Or the Brood. Yeah, that's also right, too. Yeah, but anyways,
I can't believe how many
Sheamus wrestling move right there.
Okay, let's move on. I don't know what I'm talking about when we're talking wrestling. Let's move on.
That's the other Dave. But anyways, line's open. If you guys want to come in and talk about it with us, we can talk about it. We're going to open it up with there. Honestly, this is kind of like, ironically, it's the day after. Dave, do you feel anything different about yesterday's game?
No. I guess I thought about it a little bit afterwards. It's disappointing. We should never lose 3-0. I think that's really what the point is, that There was nothing. We had absolutely nothing. Is it wrong of me to have expectations? Should any of us have expectations at this point?
I think it's more so on the scope of it, right? Where it's just like if we're expecting to come out there and play silky smooth footy, then no.
No, I wasn't
I
expecting
think
that.
I think the people that I think the people that are really kind of Jesus Christ, Moise Keane just got killed on that tackle. Sorry, I had the
Oh, you
face
just
in
saw
my
that.
head. I just saw that.
Yeah, he got ruined.
Shit. Well, hey, at least we sold him. But anyways, for me, it was like I was thinking about it, where it's just like I look at it objectively, and the people that are really blowing this out of proportion are like the Allegri cultists more so. Like I know we like him here, but there's like some folks that are like hardcore cultists when it came to it. So like those are the first people that are like, "Is this your king? Is this your god?" As us here, like for example, myself being an avid Allegri supporter, I kind of like, I'm not sitting here like, wow, Motta's a bust, blah, blah, blah. No, there's a couple of factors you have to take into account, right? This is the first actual organized match that this team has played against another team instead of, next gen players playing against fringe starting players. And that's on it. It's honestly what it is, right? Because when everybody reported to training, Geez, you want to show it? Oof, this one's so bad. It's Twitter. You could just drag it across. Yeah. Keane's leg is gone.
It's a clean tackle though.
It's clean, but Keane got fucked up.
And then if you go like, yeah, look at him just like crying. He's in oh man, he's in pain. Yeah, it's not good, guys.
That's rough. But like kind of going back to the game, right? There's a couple of things that we need to understand, right? So like for example, when everybody started reporting in like the second or third week of July, that was next gen, Locatelli, and Fagioli. Well, not even Fagioli because Fagioli was on vacation, but it was really De Gregorio, Locatelli. With all due respect, it's all fringe players, right? Like it was just fringe guys that guys have not, that aren't your caliber, your starting caliber guys, and then Kefren Turam. The other thing is Nuremberg essentially starts because they're in second tier Bundesliga, but they start, I believe, next week. Like their first game of the season is next week.
There was one guy in the comments of one of our shorts because a Nuremberg fan came in, and I don't know exactly what it translates to, but he was basically like celebrating that Nuremberg trashed us. And then this other guy came, another Nuremberg fan, was just like, "Yeah, just don't get too excited. We have to face Schalke next week, like, and it actually matters. So let's just see what happens. Like this match meant nothing."
Yeah, it honestly, like for example, the one thing that I kind of mentioned yesterday, like what you wanted to take out of this game is you wanted to take out and see if certain players took strides forward, right? Like that's the one thing you wanted to look to see if there was anything new or anything different out of like the starters that did play. And that was it, right? Like for example, also the other thing you wanted to see is when the starters were together or a majority of the starters were together, are they accepting of Motta's way, right? Like are they kind of briefly translating his ideas? Because I said this back then, right? Where I said the biggest issue is getting everybody on the ground running. And the fact that the team is not fully assembled yet is another thing too. So there is going to be growing pains. I said they will probably not fully be into Motta's system until maybe the third or fourth month in. It takes a lot of time, especially when you're doing a unit press like how he wants to do it for you to press. Because yesterday, holy crap, we could not press for shit. The pressing was terrible.
We haven't done it in years. Even wasn't even like
it's that's the thing, right? Like you have to the way to synchronize presses, and the issue is you had next gen mixed with first team, right? And it is not a preferred mixture because the skill gap between next gen players and the first team is it's huge. It's huge.
And no chemistry as well.
Exactly. And it kind of hurt because, like, for example, you're playing against a team that's ready to start their season, where it's like for us, we've barely started preseason.
That was
'Cause,
their
like,
last test essentially before they start to
it was right. And then for us, right, like last season, everyone's kind of like the whole like, oh, but we beat Real Madrid 3-1 and yada yada yada. That one, like for example, that one is a little bit more comparable because Real Madrid and us were just starting our preseasons at that time, right? So everything was just kind of kicking off. And the other difference is between last year and this year, there was no international tournament before this. Because, like, for example, we're still missing half our roster because of international tournaments and extensions of injuries and whatnot. So it's like that one compared to this one is very, very, that preseason last year versus this preseason is extremely different. And it is, and again, this is where, you know, Mota has to earn his money in a sense, right? Because it's like, look, hey, it's a big team now. You're on a short leash. You've already got people commenting on Juve's Instagram page saying that this guy is a fraud. It's not like you weren't going to get that at Bologna. You're going to get that here, unfortunately. So it comes with the territory. It is what it is.
That's funny though. Like just how extreme people get.
I know. Well,
just like
again, it's ironic, right? Because those are the same people that are saying Mota out that salute Dusan for getting the captain's armband and making yet another corny Instagram post.
Yeah.
So
and LJJ here says, I think it's good that we lost so we can balance a little bit because if we were a bit hyped. Do you think we were hyped? Or is that just our own fan base stroking ourselves off?
I think it was the fan base. I think like here we kind of had tempered expectations. Like I thought like between us three, right? Like German Dave, you and myself, I didn't think that we were like, and if we did mislead the listeners here, that's kind of our bad, but I thought that we had more of a balanced or a tempered approach where we're kind of like,
I get sucked in a little bit though with the new season. I get a little excited, worked up.
Yeah, that's normal, right? Like that's the, you know, this is our year kind of thing, right?
Is it? No, I don't think I ever said that.
No, but like everybody gets that kind of like, you know, pep in your step at the beginning of the season. I think the one thing that I found probably concerning is I think Loca's true awakening is either going to be mediocre or not happen at all. Based off of what I saw yesterday, I saw Kefren Turam be an absolute physical unit. Like I don't think we're going to miss Rabiot whatsoever with Kefren Turam, with how big, how physical.
He is forgotten. Rabiot was forgotten. He's gone.
I think that because, like, for example, like I said, you're looking for traits in players yesterday. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for certain things. I saw that, like, for example, I think that Giallo is extremely rusty. I think that's fair to say. He gets his ACL grace window just like we gave it to Chiesa back then.
He was standing still.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of rust there. So I think there was more so rust on that. Gatti is still the same Gatti that we saw last season. Dusan, Trashovic, Bumovic, Misovic is still the same bum that he was last season.
Yeah, speaking of which, I don't fully understand this video. I'm going to bring this one up. They're at the Adidas. Where HQ, Adidas HQ, that's what they're calling it. The retreat in Germany, as it's known. Okay.
Gatti needs this. If you can do it for the new shoes to him, the ball, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll stick to it. Do you have any idea what much?
Dude needs new shoes and a prayer.
So hold on, he's trashing Gatti for his ball handling skills. The center back that has more offensive actions than anyone else.
Like, I'm sorry, but like this is to me where I get frustrated with Dusan, where I'm like, dog, you have the worst touch, the worst dribble out of almost everyone there. You can't even make a freaking penalty. He's missed more than he's made.
This woman's onto something, though, right? It's like, this is the guy. This is the guy you need to sell these shoes to, right here, the striker.
Like, good Lord. Like, even yesterday's game, did I miss anything? His off the ball movement was trash.
He was playing a ball off the ball. What was he doing? He was doing stuff.
Like this is where everyone's like, oh, great. He looks phenomenal in training, more mature, more refined, more this. Let's start glazing him again. Guess what? He still can't score penalties to save his life.
You're just so disappointed about that. and I don't really blame you.
It's 22 million gross a season, man.
Gaetano saying Sule's a strange guy. He did have a funny look too.
You're right.
Well, he's
But
gone. He's all but gone.
He's gone to go play cards with Dybala. But well, and Vinny's like, I can't believe there's no Dusan. No one wants him because he's got that stupid 22 million gross contract.
It looks like we're trying to put faith into him for another year.
You have to.
I think
you can't move him. You can't
part of
move
this
him.
Part of the glazing is just to get his confidence going. I'm pretty sure.
That's fucking pathetic.
That's how the kids are these days, though. You know how it is. New kid comes in, you got like pat him on the back, tell him he's doing great.
The fact that he got the armband and people weren't mad about that, but they're mad about Danilo getting the armband blows my mind. Do you not realize Dusan is like the most, like outside of Chiesa, is like the most immature individual on the field?
The people that do that are like the ones that say you can't put pineapples on pizza, yet they put sauce on steaks.
Ketchup on steaks.
Ketchup. Yeah, it's like the same idea.
Like that,
right?
that, to me, that was blasphemy. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't think he's going to get it if he gets it during the season, I'm just like, really, Mota. Like, out of that's probably the biggest loss ever.
But that's one of those preseason things too. It's like, okay, it doesn't matter. Let's throw it at him. Let's see if he handles it.
The problem is Dusan then makes an Instagram post with him wearing it, and like, it's just so fucking corny.
The weight of the shirt, though, right? The weight of the shirt is so heavy.
It's so. Like I've always said, I want to like him, but he is so goddamn corny, and it just baffles my mind. It's just like he looks at it and he's like, how can I be more cornier and piss Dash off even more? He does something just absolutely like, just play, man. 22 million gross. You cannot be missing penalties. You can't. I'm gonna pull up German Dave's video of it, because German Dave actually took legit a really great shot of it. It's like, I look at it and I look at the run up and I look at the way that he took it, and I'm just like, dude, it's the same thing from last year. There's no improvement on that. Go ahead, Dave.
KB shouting out just as you get that ready, saying shout out today for his first Modern Warfare 3 session today. Yeah, it's true. It came out on Game Pass. I downloaded it. Me, KB, and Frankie played 3 rounds of Modern Warfare 3 this afternoon. Proud to say.
You went to Call of Duty. That's interesting.
You know what? I wasn't doing so bad either. Not gonna lie. I felt all right, but we'll see. We'll see if I continue. It's like eating a Happy Meal. That's what I look at this game at. It's just like Happy Meals. It's instant gratification type nonsense. It's no different than like a cell phone game where it just like pings you and makes you feel good every 5 minutes.
So video credit goes out to German Dave here. The way that even like, watch the stutter steps. I hate people that take stutter step penalties. I think it's the worst way to take a pen. He's got leg strength. Just run up and shoot the damn thing. So right here, so I've played keep, I've played striker. So one of the things here, this counter step here, the way that he shifts his momentum throws off his entire shot. So now that he's kind of come off balance, he's going to put all of his weight and pull it in one direction. So that's the issue. Because like, for example, if he is the 22 million gross striker that he is, he should understand that the goalkeeper's automatically assuming I'm going to the goalkeeper's left because of the way that I'm coming up to it. If Dusan just side-footed it straight forward, that's easy, because the way that he's positioned his body is completely given the idea that he's going to the goalkeeper's left. But it's just like, I don't think he understands that. So it's like, I hope that he doesn't take these anymore. Like, he's shown that he can't take them, which is, again, and I understand we can have Coop Myers, we can have Douglas Luiz take them. But again, you are paying this gentleman 22 million gross. 22 million gross.
I like this comments from Boyan. And correct me if I'm saying your name wrong, but for 22 million gross, the goddamn shirt should be made out of lead. Referencing the shirt, the weight of the shirt, right? And if you guys don't get that reference too, what I'm making fun of when those couple times last season when he was ridiculed by the Kurva and all the fans and he scored, he did the whole shirt. It's so heavy. Yeah, that's what Dash finds extremely corny. Like I don't care personally. I don't put much thought into that kind of stuff, but Dash is like, no, it shall not be.
No, it shall not be. Then here's the other angle of it, right? So like you can tell by the way that he takes it, it's just so bad. It's so bad because like here it's like he's trying to be cheeky with it. Because when you're completely almost parallel with the ball or perpendicular with the ball, you either go really wide left or you're going center over here. There's no like, because you look at his run up again. It's a choked run up. He's not even coming in at an angle. So that means he doesn't even have the benefit of placing it corner. And then here again, the follow through, pathetic.
Just boing.
It's just the way his follow through, body language through it. It's
too much. It's too much, man.
He's like, this is what I don't understand is like he's going up for a direct shot, but his follow through is like he's curling it. Which if you're curling it, you go opposite. I'm done. I can't. I've never seen a guy worth this much money absolutely not know absolute fundamentals of this game.
I have a feeling if Chiesa leaves, all of your wrath will just lay solely on Vlahovic this season.
I've had my wrath for him for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, it's gonna be focused though. It's all gonna go to him.
I hope he
bad.
Look, I hope he turns a corner. I really do. Like I said, I hope he turns a corner, but good Lord, man, this guy is making 22 million a season.
And he has broccoli hair.
But
I get mad at the English players because they make millions of dollars and they still use a bowl to cut their hair.
But you see, this is the issue, right? But like, for example, he has the quality, but he doesn't have the mentality to get to that quality. So in theory, does he have it or does he not? Because if he has the potential to be great, but he's not acting on it or he's not doing it, then is he great?
Everyone has the potential to be great, Dash. You just have to believe.
It's like I just think the shirt or the moment's bigger than him. Like I said this a year and a half ago. I think you send him to a Genoa, you send him to Verona, you send him to a Fiorentina, you send him to maybe a Lazio. I think he'll be great there. Less pressure. He can go in there and dick around as much as he wants. He can go be cornball as much as he wants, as a cornball as much as he wants. I don't think he's there unless, there's a complete turnaround. This game showed me again, because I'm looking at it not from the physicality or the fitness perspective. I'm looking at from the mental aspect of it, how he's shooting, how he's playing the game. Is he adjusting? Is he trying new things? Is he experimenting? None of that. That to me is one of the bigger disappointments. I don't really care about the next gen that came in and played. Besides the one that was playing right back, Savone, I thought that guy was actually pretty damn good. I think he's closer to the first team than a lot of people are giving that kid credit for.
We have to talk about Hassa a little bit then.
I think as much as I like him, I thought he was played in a really bad spot.
He had some really bad moments and then some really good moments.
I don't see Hassa as a left mid or a left winger.
So are you letting Sal have him then?
No, I'm not letting Sal have him. Absolutely not. I only have like 2 or 3 good players on my national team. I'm sorry. I need Hassa. You guys have Chiesa. You guys can deal with Chiesa and Zaniolo. But I look at it like Hassa had great moments. I think Hassa just wasn't. I don't know. My opinion, I don't think he was suited for the position that he was in. I think obviously that, and I also think he needs more minutes. But he has to figure out his contract situation, because I think he wants to leave to get more either Serie B or Serie A experience, which again I'm fine for. If Juve are to give him an extension and loan him, perfect. But we can't get all what we want, but yeah, I still think that Hasa's got ways to go before he's a first team player. But again, I think
He's
the
tiny.
person, he's very tiny. But I do think that the person that played right back, I think it was Savone, right? I think that's his name.
yeah.
I don't want to get it wrong.
Savona. You said Savone. Yeah, I don't know.
Savone. But
Close enough.
I thought he looked decent. Obviously, I think we need to see more of him. Of course, I think you can't really make that much of a judgment. I think Barbieri, I wasn't impressed with him. I thought it was just kind of like, not anything too crazy. I think Facundo Gonzalez needs another loan. I don't think he's Serie A level yet. I'm trying to think who else here. Hans was just Hans. I didn't really see anything there.
Just Hans. He might be just Hans the hell out of here.
Yeah, he might just Hans out of here. But and then the other thing, Adic was I thought he was anonymous, kind of like what German Dave said yesterday. I did not think he was good at all yesterday. Timmy was a really nice bright spot. I think that's one of the good things that Monta did was like, hey, I'm just gonna play this guy right wing and let him do his thing, which we said. I remember us saying this, right? We said it like Weah's probably going to be a right winger. Everyone knows he's going to be a fullback. No. Weah's going to be a right winger. Trust me about that.
I mean, why? I don't know why people even ever question that, because he just is. He just is a winger.
He is.
Keep on saying it. He's just a winger.
He started as a striker, moved as a winger. That's like literally the beginning of his career. De Gregori, I thought was decent. Like I thought he was quite well. I thought.
Yeah, 45 minutes. I mean, we're going to see so much. I would have liked to see a bit more, but Pratin obviously coming in, left out to dry on multiple occasions.
Yeah, and like I said, and kind of like what the chat's saying too about Hasa, I think Hasa needs to be a little bit more centrally. Like he can create in the center. I think leaving him out in the wing wasn't. I don't think it was a good idea, especially like putting him with Moretti, Thuram, those three on that side of the field for them to it didn't work. Like Mota's kind of interchangeability and inversions and stuff like that, it didn't work well with those guys. Like it just wasn't there, unfortunately. Cabal did exactly what Dave and I said in that video, right? Nothing new, nothing more, nothing less. I was happy with Cabal there. I'm trying to think. Fagioli kind of came in and was there. I think again, like for example, the second half where you started seeing Cambiaso, you saw Fagioli, you saw those guys play for about like 20 minutes, right? Second half, at the beginning of the second half, where we started really getting stuff going with the actual starters. That was something there. But again, I think Dusan was probably the stinker out of the bunch. Like I hate to say that, but I think Dusan was the stinker. But
you expect the most from him, right? And
you do.
He certainly did not deliver. There was other bad players, or like
is it like part of me says I still think I need more from Loca.
Yeah, well, he gave up the first goal, really.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like I don't see any difference in Loca, right? Like that's why I tell people not to take what you see in training clips, or like, when Mota makes a comment like, oh, this guy looks more refined, or I'm more intrigued on this guy, right? So it's just like I still, like, I saw it and it's just like I still see some stuff there. Like the only player that I saw a little bit more differently or like with more intensity was Weah. Like Weah was the only guy that was coming out there that had a different kind of feel to it. From like, the shit list from last season, because Weah was on the shit list last year from a lot of folks.
He was a depth signing though, and they put a bit of faith in him. He was kind of an odd one overall, why they did pick him up. I don't know if it's just because the connection with the dad, and it was a cheap option just for reinforcements. It's something Allegri liked. But I think, and this is the thing, like, why is it that Weah gets these insane expectations put on him, but then when it comes to somebody like Vlahovic, it's just excuses? That's what I don't
understand. I don't understand that. That's the one thing I don't understand. And we have German Dave. Guten Tag, my friend.
Guten Abend. How are you? What have I missed? Have we
we're
at Dusan Misovic already?
Well, you know how we said we're gonna be positive and have fun. Dash did not get the memo.
I had fun. I had fun cooking. I had fun cooking Doosan. No, so the one thing, because you're here, this is perfect, right? Where it's like Whale last season got dunked on really, really badly, but like for example, people will continue to carry Doosan's water, and it's like that's the one thing where we're sitting here. It's just like, how is it that like a fringe bench player gets more shit than like for example your starter that makes 22 million gross?
Mystery, but Jeff coming in hot as well. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, just been doing a lot of work, but let me answer his question. It's called copium. lots of copium. It's called that because we spend $80 million. We spend a lot of money, so we have to have something positive. It's kind of like buying a Louis Vuitton bag or like something expensive that you didn't really need, but you have to justify it in your head and say, well, you know, we have to think of positive things.
It's called the sunk cost fallacy. It's a thing.
Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, that's the thing. I think Dushan's got a lot of work cut out for him. He's got a lot of things. The room of excuses is starting to diminish little by little. It's going to go to the point where he can't talk. So he's just going to have to act. Can he do it? Maybe. I've seen glimpses in January. He managed to pull himself together in the month of January. But then every time, you know, he's inconsistent. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all I can say.
We're calling it the broccoli haircut. That's what it is right now, the broccoli haircut. So this is a good question or statement. Vianney says, I don't see a reason for us to buy Todibo. I do because
Absolutely we do. Have you seen Jallo defensively?
as a center back, not their greatest, and he's still got that ACL rust, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Sorry.
go ahead.
Go on.
Go ahead.
No. Go on to your point, and I will hold a short talk about Jallo.
Perfect. So when you look at it financially, right? When you look at Todibo from a financial aspect of it, Todibo, you're getting 10 million loan. That's what I'm assuming the formula is 10 plus 20, which is 30 million.
And then probably bonuses. I think we're looking at 35. Last I heard we're at 37.
It's still a good price.
It's a good price because the reason why is Bremer next season, his release clause is what, 70, 67 or 70 million. So you need to have
release clause is 70, and Juventus communicated to him, according to the media, of course, everything, that he can also go, like, if teams approach Juventus with a similar price, like around the 65 million as well. So if the release clause doesn't get triggered, that they will still let him leave.
So the idea behind Todibo is that you get someone with the same, I don't want to say the same physical specs, but similar physical specifications as Bremer does, because you don't know if Bremer is gone. And right now, the deal that you can get on Todibo is absolutely insane. I think because, you know, if he re-signed or if he went somewhere else, because like, for example, there were other teams offering higher money, but he rejected them because he wanted to come here. So that's one of the things, right? You have to look at it potentially Bremer being out the door. The second thing as well is that Danilo will start transitioning his way out of the team in the next 1 to 2 years.
Yep.
So you're going to need that because, like, for example, I don't think Gatti is going to be a center back for much longer. I think he might transition into the right back role or will be a bench option unless he has a miraculous turnaround in form.
I can say same for Jallo as well, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the other thing when you look at it from there as well is that Todibo also can play with the ball versus, like, for example, the other defenders that we have can't really do that well. So you want to get someone like that because, like, for example, if you don't get Todibo now, you're going to essentially he'll be more expensive or unavailable next summer if you didn't jump on that move now. Because that's the same thing with Douglas Luiz, right? Like, for example, this might be, in my opinion, one of the, I don't want to say the flukiest transfer windows, but I think we've had so much things fall into place for us where it's absolutely insane, right? Because, like, for example, if Monchi doesn't do us a solid, for Douglas Luiz, you're not touching him. Like you're legitimately not touching him, especially for the amount that we paid.
But it's still credit to Juntoli because you have to find those deals, or you have to have that relationship with the other sporting director to be close to a deal like that. And I think his relationship and with Monchi goes way back because they had already I forgot which players this was, but they negotiated a lot together already, so they did know each other.
So
Exactly.
LJJ, just want to answer this question: can release clause be changed? You're gonna have to renegotiate.
Yeah, you have to renegotiate the contract.
The contract.
Chelsea lost 4-1 against.
Dude, we lost 3-0 against the second-tier Bundesliga team.
Everyone's losing. Roma lost today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everybody's coming back from European tournaments. Nobody's in shape. That's honestly what it is. Nobody's in shape at all.
Have you talked about how little this game basically means? Because one of the teams that played yesterday was they are literally like only a couple of days away from their season starting, so their performances are peaking. Tactically, they are peaking. The players individually are peaking. Sorry, but the second-tier Bundesliga teams didn't have players on international duty. Like our players just returned or still didn't return yet, and the second Bundesliga teams are already set up. They trained together as a team during the Euros, where our squad was spread around the world basically. So if you consider all those things, one team was fine-tuned already, and the other team saw this as an exhibition. We spent 45 minutes watching our next gen play. It was a next gen game, the first 45 minutes. And after that, it was up and down and everything, but you can't put much value into it. You can see, of course, there are some patterns that we can see. And that's where I want to talk a little bit about Jallo, for example. I don't know if it was the partnership with Facundo and they had like little to no chemistry, but Jallo how he misread some balls, like where they get passed and how he missed the interception. Like that was good.
Mind if I interject on this one? Also, the fact is he came back from an injury.
Yeah.
Obviously, they still need preseason still needs to keep ongoing, and he's probably still recovering from that knee injury. And knee injuries are pretty nasty as well.
No, they are.
Also, partnering up with Facundo Gonzalez with an inexperienced defender can also play a huge role. So obviously, there's a lot. I took this game with a huge grain of salt. I didn't care if we lost.
Absolutely.
I wasn't terrified or anything. I was trolling on Discord saying Allegri back, but with all jokes aside, I think it's too early to call. I still need to see more games, even with Dusan. Once the pure starting 11 gets put into place, and then he's still doing the same behavior.
Nah, fuck him.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, I agree to a degree, but then at the same time, we're gonna need him to start. We're going to need him to start to perform. Like, whether we like him or not, this is what we got. Like, it sucks, but this is what we have. So we need him to churn up.
Mm-hmm. Can we just donate him to a thrift store? Said Goodwill. Striker for sale.
What I did, look, this game was meant for fun. And it was still fun, like even with the loss, the Juventus fans that were there in the stadium, even though the loss sucked, the people were still having fun. Like the fans were in a very good mood. The stadium had nice atmosphere, so not even the Nuremberg fans like partied too hard. Of course, they celebrated their goals and everything, but they were very chilled after the game. So the atmosphere was pretty chill. Like, not even the fans in the stadium took it that seriously. So there are actual hashtags that are saying Motta out. So please, everybody.
They're idiots. I wanted to answer that question. They said, why do we have Cabal if we already have Facundo Gonzalez?
Two different
profiles. It's two different.
I think it's also that, but it's also to put it in perspective. Football is still a business, so some players are not going to be a Juve at all. Like they're not going to start. They're going to be there for a flip. Some of them are going to be like that. Like a Hoyson, he wasn't our starting 11. They flipped him for cash, for profit, and that's usually sometimes how it can be. So it's you have a product and you needed to refine it a little bit and then sell it. Yeah, it's kind of like that, because at the end of the day, football's a business. So that's the answer I can give people.
And then from a technical aspect, I think Cabal is far ahead of Facundo right now. Cabal is a lot further ahead.
And also you have to consider Cabal played out of position, because Cambiaso played fullback, Cabal played left center back with Gatti and Savona on the right. So he played out of position as well. So to see that he had a good performance defensively was good for me. Like, I think he's a very good player that will help the club a lot.
Can I ask you, German Dave, because like the TV can only show me so much, but like for example, did Loka and Dusan look like mentally they improved?
Oh my god!
Or were they still
my thoughts on Loka? I have no clue what the problem is. He played exactly the same role that he played for Max. Everybody was talking about, he has to play a bit more forward. But he still played the same role. Like, yes, his passing was better, in my opinion, than what we watched last season. His passing was better, and he had some kind of confidence on him that I liked a lot. But he was falling so far back, like sometimes. There were some scenarios where Reggiano moved so much forward that Locatelli literally stayed back as a center back. Like not philosophically, like
no, he was there
somewhere. He played like actual like center back in some cases, and I don't like that, because in that case you're not profiting like of him, because if you want to basically milk his passing game or get the best out of his passing game, play him a little bit more forward. Now, I don't know if it is Motta that told him this, or if it's just that the last seasons he got so much used to that position, and that's why he placed that deep.
So, like, to break it down with you tactically, German Dave, I just find it confusing because, like, for example, he played a 4-2-3-1, and it's like it's him.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that. He was too deep for 4-2-3-1. He didn't play a double pivot. It was literally like I forgot.
Really,
there's what is the nickname for that weird FIFA tactic where you can play 4-1-1 whatever, where the midfielders are straight above each other.
I think with Loka, he's gonna have to relearn everything he learned from Max. Yeah. So now it's muscle memory. Like, he's gonna have to relearn it all. Like a whole new start. He's just gonna have to start over. That's really all it comes down with Loka.
No, because it was literally from bottom to top. Locatelli, Thuram, and I've forgotten the first half.
I think it was Miretti who started.
Miretti, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they were literally like stacked on top of each other. There was no movement, no free flowing. Like Thuram was dribbling like all over the field when he had the ball, but Miretti was anonymous, and Loka was staying so far back.
To be honest, I mean, Miretti and Locatelli are easily 5 and 6 on the bench. Like, they're the 5th and 6th option. I don't
mind. Like, Loka's a decent enough profile for a guy off the bench.
Yeah, like it's kind of like with 10 toes down. He's like, might as well convert Loka into a ball playing center back at this point,
and then give Gatti the defensive midfielder role.
That's what we were saying last season.
So we don't even need to buy. We don't even need to buy a center back. You got Loka. But yeah, like kind of Ani's saying here, like Cabal, I think Cabal did really what we thought he was going to do, right? When we did the video, it fell within our expectations.
And by the way, Dash, like a prophet, you said he might play a lot center back on the left side, and boom, immediately the first game.
I don't.
Don't remind him, because he likes to remind us.
I think that I'm just saying this channel is statistically accurate in forecasting things. We are pretty damn good at doing
this also. Yeah. We are number one. We're doing our homework, but also the other point is we had no other center backs left. Maybe outside of Muharimovic, I believe.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was the only guy that didn't play.
Take the win.
All our other defenders are still on vacation.
Yeah, our strikers are on vacation too, but who's asking? All right, LJJ, the replay. Yes, the replay was tough. I sailed the high seas and was able to find a replay on that one. I'm not proud. It wasn't my finest moment, but Juve for some reason is just like, hey, we want to market more to the U.S. Oh, by the way, the friendly game not available for the U.S. So
apparently it was on CBS.
Nope, it was not.
I don't know, man.
It was not. I tried. Wasn't there. I had to pretend I was in Germany so I could pull it off the Sky Sports Germany's YouTube channel. VPNs.
So you did my way. Yeah,
I did. Worked. I sprechen Sie Deutsch for 4 minutes. But anyways, midfield, yes, Thuram, Douglas Luiz, Coop Myers. The one thing I kind of wanted, and I mentioned this to Canadian Dave, is like in folks coming in, I don't think you're going to miss Rabiot at all with Thuram.
I've deleted him and his mother's photo. It's gone. We've moved on. We forgot about him. Just
Thuram already with how he moved in that one game.
I forgot him like Angel Di Maria.
Like I really think, like, for example, Thuram is a way more refined Rabiot from what I saw. Way more refined.
Okay, so about this, Dal, I've seen a couple comments about Adeyemi and maybe not being so great. Apparently, Galeno is the number one choice,
which I'm fine with. If Galeno's your first option, holy smokes! Could you imagine a wing, like a front? I'm going to say a front two. Can you imagine a front two of Galeno and Weah, essentially, where you have pace and you have flair on one side has pace, the other side has flair.
Really that's really good.
And then you trade Dusan for Xerxes, and then you have one of the best front threes in football.
So does Manchester United trade for him? Or...
Possibly.
I mean, Ter Hag could screw up and then like have Xerxes coming on. So yeah.
So going off of Gaetano's comment, did any of you guys see this?
No, because, but I don't pay attention to it either.
Yeah, that's probably why. But if anyone that said that he's the new Matuidi, those people need to go into an insane asylum.
And people only remember like old, washed out Matuidi, not like younger. When they first got him, he was a lot better, but he was also filling a role, right? And that role was not flashy. And Thuram's role isn't going to be flashy either, so people are going to trash him as well.
Thuram is the definition of a two-way midfielder, a midfielder that can win the ball. He is what Locatelli should be. Like, he demonstrated with his tackles, his ability to move and carry the ball forward. Dude. German Dave, you saw it live. Like, you were actually having better action.
There was one instance where he won the ball in the center circle, basically. He won the ball in that area. I don't remember if it was a slag tackle or if he bodied the guy off. But then he had the ball. He dribbled literally to the far left side of the field with 3 people or 3 other players trying to boss him off the ball and him just, a little bit stiff arming here and there. Dude, he bodied people while being at full speed and he controlled the ball and kept it and went towards the left corner flag for a pass that in the end wasn't too dangerous. But that sequence alone, with how he won the ball back, just bossed people off the ball, kept it, and dribbled the whole field. It was, I don't know if you saw it in on the TV, but in real life, he was so much bigger than all those guys, dude. He's really
the thing that I want to paint the picture is last summer at this time he was 60 million, at least 60 mil. the fact that his team didn't do as well as they did, and he's also on the last year of his contract, that's another indication of things falling into place for us. And again, credit to Gentile for actually going in and making a move and getting this for us. But that is one of those things, again, where it falls into the benefit of us. Like, people, if we looked at Thuram's actual value, his inflated value, like, you get Douglas Luiz, who was rated at 60 million. Technically, Thuram, even though we got him for 10 to 15, is actually rated 60. So you have two players in your midfield that equivalently off of street cred are worth 120 million right there that have just come onto this team. Thuram is, like, for example, like I said, he is what everyone wanted Locatelli to be. A two-way midfielder. Locatelli is like halfway at this point. But it's insane. What I saw, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's good. And that's one of the things that can get us takeaways from these preseason games is you don't look at it from a collective system as a whole. Look at it from the player profiles. Look at what the players are capable of doing. Look at where they are mentally. Look at what attributes that they have. See if they're actually experimenting or distributing new attributes. That is what you can take off of yesterday's game. If you want to come out and be like, oh my gosh, we suck, our defense is Swiss cheese, like that to me is like, you're not looking at it from the individual aspect of it. If you're looking at it and say, okay, Jallo does not look really good, maybe it's just a pairing with him and Gonzalez, that's a different take. But that's the stuff that you want to look at, right? Like I said, I'm hard on Dusan because his off the ball movement was trash, his penalty was trash, everything else was garbage, just like last season. And now
positioning, it was literally the same. Positioning was bad. I don't know, like half of the time he was spending his time at the in the offside area. I don't know, like his mind wasn't into the game at all.
Another thing is gonna be is like if we're gonna need that trequartista, so we're definitely gonna need the Cope Miners or somebody adjacent to him. Now, when that happens, then then you have to be scoring a lot more goals. You have to go to the over 20 rank with 5 assists. That's what I'm expecting from this. I mean, obviously, with the payment, with 12 million a season, or 24 million gross, he should be scoring 30. The reality I see with this is that I see him scoring 22 goals. Like, he has to make that mark for me. Otherwise, we have to ship him out.
Look, in my opinion, there's a lot of positive because, look, we were missing a 10 or a hybrid 9 or whatever you want to call it. So your offensive creator that helps binding the midfield to the striker. We were missing that, and we still were able to create a lot of chances by dumping the ball to our wingers. So if you have a set of wingers that is that dangerous without having like any sort of midfield danger, then I think we're in a really good shape because you can vary your tactics or change it up in game where you want to attack the opponent. Because if you have that strength, and trust me, Weah was so explosive yesterday. The Nuremberg fans that were sitting next to me, it wasn't just me drooling because of Thuram. The Nuremberg fans, when they saw him bossing like everybody else, they said, dude, that is a dog. Who is that guy? And I said, Kefren Thuram. Is that Thuram?
Germans like big, strong dudes.
Yep. And not only that, because Markus Thuram played for years in Mönchengladbach, so they know the family, they know the brother. He was on a lot of games, and they said, dude, it's incredible that you got him, and he's an incredible player. And even there, they said that. And yes, he was really a presence. I don't know if you saw it with the TV pictures, but he was literally a beast, like compared to anybody else. And also Weah with the speed he brought into the game. Alone him subbing in he was immediately dangerous on the right side.
Car is saying Weah's like, I don't want to end up like Wes. I need to step up. I think Weah, and especially with his dad being in his ass because his dad's a huge Juve fan, I think Weah's by far more mature than Weston is. It's just the family and the way that they do stuff. Like I was not really concerned with him. I was just more so concerned if he would get healthy, because that was the issue that kind of stumbled him last season, was that. But I'm just in my head, I'm thinking right now, right, when you have Galeno and Weah as your wingers right now, those two in tandem, that's great. That is going to be really good, because, like, for example, when you look at it right now, if you're able to get Galeno, you run Galeno, Weah, Yildiz, and then maybe a next gen product as your fourth one, I think you're good.
What's with us? What's with us getting little, like the little kids of old dudes? Conceição's on the list. I mean, Thuram, Chiesa, Weah. There's
footballing heritage, man. There's a theme. I mean, like, for example, you tend to get the kid of a person that was successful, and the only one that's
wait until we get Cristiano Jr.
Yeah, get Ronaldo.
No,
Jr.
he drinks too much Coca-Cola.
I think he's gonna be a monster. I'm not gonna lie. I think Ronaldo's kid's gonna be a freaking monster. But
that's a hard one. Usually the kids of the great players.
Nah, he's not like Bronny Jr. This kid's being bred, man.
The reason why he took that contract.
People need to leave my boy Bronny James alone, man.
No, screw Bronny. Nobody likes him. The reason why Ronnie's kid is going to be massive. He went to Saudi for a reason, and that's stem cells. It's the only place where you can just get injected stem cells.
Dude, I guarantee you, I'm telling you, I guarantee you, there is no way in hell that Ronaldo is not doing some weird genetic shit with Junior.
For sure. He's in a lab. He went to Saudi Arabia where nobody's going to... We don't even know where their nuclear weapons are, right? Like, we're not going to find out what's happening to Ronaldo's kid.
I'm telling you, because, like, for example, every team that Ronaldo went to, his kid would have to... Like, part of his contract is that his son plays in each Primavera side for those there. Like, I'm telling you, like, Messi's kids are not going to amount to anything. I don't think Messi's kids are going to be pros. But Ronaldo Jr., watch out.
Messi's kids are fucked because they're eating American food now. They're going to be 350 pounds in a couple years.
You don't understand.
They're getting the Lunchables from fucking Publix.
No, fuck that. It's not the Lunchables. It's the Publix subs. Like, you don't know about the Publix subs. Like, if you're a true Floridian, Floridians know about Publix and their subs. It's the shit. Okay, like once you know that, that's it.
And in Saudi Arabia, they have that good oriental food, like lots of protein because lots of meat, and everything is basically made out of chickpeas, which is also like protein. The brother will grow.
Yep. Yeah, that looks pretty decent, actually.
No,
not gonna lie.
That chicken tender sub, bro,
looks all right.
That literally is like the memes with Messi. Like, they have like a fat Messi, and then like once he discovers Publix, that thing slaps.
I remember I was in Daytona. I was in Daytona for vacation. It was a couple years ago, and we saw that, and I remember going there, and I'm like, let me get this. And then milk was like $6 a gallon. And the guy's like, yeah, you went to the one in the tourist zone. You got to go to the one in like the deeper Florida. Yeah. Like, you go to Daytona Beach and you go to a store there, they purposely inflate the prices for tourists.
Well, it's also like Clearwater Beach as well. Like, if you go to Clearwater Beach and Clearwater, Florida, they're going to do the same thing. So
I learned that the hard way. If you're going to anywhere on vacation in Florida, like if it says beach on the end of it, do not go to any of the groceries or convenience stores.
So when I'm in Florida in a couple months from now in the fall, is this something I have to go out of my way to do?
Yes, you have to do a vlog.
I didn't even finish my sentence.
You have to do a vlog. And you have to, and you got to sound as Canadian as possible when you're doing
just hoser it up in Florida.
You go to Florida, you'd be like, all right, we're here at the this Publix here, and this is the Lionel Messi sub. So I'm get this one here, get a little bit of the pastrami out, get a little bit. Is that some mayo? Get some mayo on there. Don't eat ketchup because that's the devil's sauce. But we're gonna get this sub and hoser it down here. Oh bloody hell, this is a good sub.
You have to try the boar's head too. That's like they have like 2 editions for the meats. Like, you have your Publix, your generic Publix, and boar's head. Yes,
like that's like boar's head meat, or that's the name of the store.
No. The brand of the meat is boar's head.
Oh, okay. Because like pig cheeks are delicious.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Gaetano was referencing the way out red card against Panama, dude. I guarantee you, anyone here, if you played against that Panama team, you would probably throw hands easily.
South America.
Panama is like Copa America is like you're going in and you're playing against like legit the scrappiest of the scraps. Like they trust me. I've played with certain ethnic groups that do stuff like that, and
You're
every
playing-
game I've played
Put
in,
it in
it ends
perspective.
somebody's
To put it in perspective, if you're playing with the South Americans, like if you're whether it's Central or South Americans, like if we're talking about like playing against like ethnic Mexicans or like Honduras, Panamanians, but we don't really have so many people from Panama, but like we have a lot of Venezuelan Colombians, for example, and they go hard. Yeah, they go very, very hard. Some have flair, but they also go hard. I've also played against Brazilians like in the futsal, and they press well. They're very good on the ball, and they also are very physical as well. Like a lot of they'll push around. Like you'll see a guy that's 5'5" push around a guy who's 6.2, like a 6'2" feet guy, just push him around like it's nothing. They go hard. Yeah.
Philly is good if you're not in Penn's Landing. Like if you get outside of Penn's Landing and you go a little bit more on the outskirts of that, then because it's just like because I've been to Philly a couple of times, and like part of me is like sitting there and it's just like I think it's become super touristy. Like, I'm gonna go see the Bell, I'm gonna go see the Rocky Stairs. So
it's like, that stupid Rob McElhaney, I tell you.
It's
buying
like
up footy teams and just making Philadelphia popular.
I got Phillies in different regions of Philadelphia, and I remember I got one. I forgot the name of it, but it was one that was like right off. I want to say the Delaware River. So like, I got one from a small little shack there, and it's like, it's just like it's not like it's like the cheese was like nacho cheese sauce, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And then I went like, and it's kind of like what Eddie's saying. Like I went to South Philly, like I went further south, and that's where I'm like finding all the good stuff. Like, cause I usually would go to conferences, and most of the conferences would happen in these centers at Penn's Landing. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I thought the boardwalk in Philly is incredible. Like I've gone there. It's awesome. But like, the events are great. The food isn't so great.
Are people just going to start yelling that wherever they live has the best food in America?
Los Angeles has the best.
Germany has the best.
Germany has the best food. No, listen.
No.
You missed your chance.
Honestly,
you missed your chance to have the best. You missed your chance to have the best food in America.
You just have really good subs. Okay, God, that's all I'm gonna say. Good sandwiches. Other than that, I don't care.
Pretzels. Their pretzels are good. I'm always down for one of those. A nice fresh one.
Dude, it's crazy how pretzels are that famous like overseas, because here it's the most boring thing ever.
Dude,
they're boring, but there's something. That's the thing.
You know how much my parents' restaurant sells pretzel sticks? Fucking pretzel sticks. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, what is the fucking pretzel sticks? Yeah, just straight up fucking pretzel sticks.
Yeah. It's a shorter baguette basically.
There's a name. There's a special name for them. They're not pretzels.
There's also they do sell them. I know this Bosnian restaurant down like 10 minutes away from my house, and it's like they sell pretzel sticks like it's no tomorrow. They just dip them in cheese sauce, and that's what
do they cost over there for you guys?
I don't know. Probably like what was an appetizer.
I saw
probably have like $8 to $12, something like that.
What?
$3 for
That's
10.
a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah.
Dude,
Good food.
Dude, I can go to a like actual like artisan bakery and I get a fresh pretzel, or even the longer the pretzel sticks like they said for €2, man.
I mean,
for us, like for example, they're expensive here. Like for example, I can tell you this: I can get a case of 36 of them, 36 of those sticks, and it'll cost me easily $50 to $60 for a case of 36.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that crazy. I make them myself. So I guess I don't really know. I only see them at like the ballpark, or I guess ballparks aren't really a thing in Germany per se. But like when I was in Germany, at the train station or wherever, you're in the airport, like everywhere you go, there's like, hey, let's get a pretzel. It's a couple bucks. Yeah, you just snack. It's good. It's delicious.
Street food in Europe is probably the cheapest. Like ever, like in the world, like European street food is probably the cheapest, and it's like one of the best. It's like hidden gems.
Okay, I think we need to they're like scrap croutons. We're not talking about the hard ones. We're talking about like the
No,
actual
the
bread
actual,
ones.
like fluffy inside.
And Congino Eddie's saying they're called soft pretzels. No, that's like saying it's like calling hockey ice hockey. No, there's hockey, then there's like field hockey and ball hockey. It's the same thing. Like the OG. It's like hard taco shells. It's like in America and Canada for that matter. It's like, oh, so they have soft taco shells. No, those are just taco shells. The hard ones, that's the bullshit. I mean, call things what they are. The OG. Give some respect. Soft pretzels. No, those are the pretzels.
And in German, it's Rätsel.
LJJ says, I watched Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. They uploaded 2 weeks ago. They ordered pineapple pizza and we're talking about the best pizza ever. You know, let me throw this because like I was experimenting a little bit in the kitchen with it. Like I made almost like a voodoo Alfredo pizza the other day. And like and it was like I was making it and it's just like I don't know. For me, it's just I'm still not sold on as like an Alfredo paste. As for like a pizza base, I don't know.
Tried, no, I tried a lot, but I think, dude, it's crazy how much I get back to the tomato sauce base.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know why, but it is such a great base, the tomato sauce.
I was like, it's talking about American food. We switched to pizza, so now
we were talking about German food. We talked about subs for a little bit, I guess. And Dal, this is utterly incorrect. He's saying soft ones are literally weaker brioche buns. No, they're a completely different style altogether. I've made brioche buns. I made pretzels. Pretzels actually have their own special process in which you have to use lye, which is caustic as fuck, and you need to wear gloves, and you can't fuck around with that shit. That shit is serious. Germans cook with fucking acid, man. Brioche buns are like French, like just all it is normal ass bread, but just put a stick of butter in the motherfucker, and there's brioche. JC saying I see them called Bavarian pretzels and bars.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I do like Bavarian beer.
Yeah, but even though those pretzels are kind of hard, like those that get served at events and everything, those are kind of hard pretzels. You have to go to an actual bakery, and they will give you bigger ones where the dough is a bit thicker and everything, and those are fluffy inside. Though those are really good, man.
They're not bad from Lidl. That's the grocery store up there. Are they good there?
Lidl's our grocery store. That's all over Europe, but it's German.
It is German. Yeah,
comes from Germany. It's all over. It's all over Europe. When I was in Croatia, I went to Lidl all the time. For example,
I was saying pretzels are probably more popular due to a large Jewish community in the U.S. I don't know, because even bagels are not popular in the U.K. He says.
I didn't know that there was any correlation with that.
Yeah, I know. Well, Jewish communities love bagels. I know in Montreal and New York, there's a war between their two Jewish communities and their pretzels. They go hard on their pretzels. They're saying they're pretzels, man. I don't think they're one's necessarily better than the other.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I could care less.
You know, it goes to show how literally important this preseason game was when we're fucking talking about pretzels.
We haven't done this in a while, though.
The food talk is the best talk. The food talk is the best talk. And by the way, the best way to eat pretzels, because you're talking right now in the chat about it, is definitely just cutting it open in the middle, painting it with garlic butter, and putting the top on again.
That's easy.
I like the fresh mustard. Mustard. The mustard, yeah. Or you like grind it up in the mortar and pestle, like you do it nice and fresh. Make it nice.
Gaetano says in Italy, we don't think things of the devil.
Yes, Italians are very passionate, very like specific.
For me, Italy has the best food.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
I think it's between, for me, I think it's between the Italy and the like. When I wouldn't say Greek, but Mediterranean as a whole. Like
the Mediterranean as a whole, like that whole, it's
them Albanian food ain't too shabby, huh?
Oh, dude, I love it. But even like the whole Mediterranean, like the Euros, like you go to like a Euro pit down in Albania or Greece. yeah, like I just like it's for like a few euros, and it just like it tastes amazing. Like even after like you have like lots of drinks and you're drunk and you're just eating it, it's like much better than McDonald's.
Yeah, it's drunk man food. When I was in London, Ontario, I used to live out that way, and it's a university town or college town for you Americans. So lots of partying. I was young back then, right? So you get drunk, and there was this one Greek guy that had street meat, like just the van, and he had the gyros there, and I would go there, and just because I was Mediterranean skin, he knew. He always gave me the special treatment as well, and that was it. Like every night after the bar, the gyro, bam, that was better than a burger any day.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like much better than Mickey D's, man. I don't hate Mickey D's. I just like their fries. That's it. Their French fries is good. And it's also like one of the sauces I like is the Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't care too much about fast food, but the Chick-fil-A sauce slaps. Like I don't care.
I have to try that too. I haven't tried it yet.
Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know how if they have it in Canada, but in the US,
they don't. But when I go down to the States,
Chick-fil-A slaps.
They're starting to come up. I think Toronto is getting one. Big cities are getting it.
I can't stand behind Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry. I hate them.
I've still got to try. I just got to see what it's about.
Oh, that sounds personal, Dash. What is the story?
Okay, tell us about the Chick-fil-A.
It's overrated. Their patties taste like frozen deep fried chicken patties that they just
patties. I thought it was fried chicken. Why is there patties?
It's chicken patties, Dave. It's not like freshly breaded chicken.
No, chicken burgers at a fast food joint. That shit's a mystery. I don't even know if that's
because the KFC they actually have to bread the patties. It's not like they actually just pull it. Oh, I guarantee you, Chick-fil-A they have a bag of it. It's frozen, pre-breaded. They just take that shit.
I don't care too much about their like chicken sandwich, but I do like getting fries and dipping them in Chick-fil-A sauce. That I do.
That's just mayo, ketchup, and mustard.
It's better than ketchup.
It's part of it.
I don't care.
Part of it.
Yeah, because like people are telling me like, oh my gosh, the secret sauce there is so amazing. I'm like, dude, just get some mustard, some mayonnaise, and ketchup, mix it together.
Dude,
fuck it, I might do it.
Every good burger sauce, the base is mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard, ketchup, and Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, pesto mayo, or just straight up. I made turkey burgers and just arugula and mayo. Bam. Yeah. And there's some red onion in the patty.
When I do chicken sandwiches, fried chicken sandwiches, by the way, those are the most fun to eat at home.
Speaking of that comment, I need to get my ass back over to Tokyo. Tokyo has probably, especially if you go to Shibuya, they have some of the best ramen, the best rice noodles ever. And especially you go into some of those like little small hole in the wall shacks. I have a friend that lives there. I need to go out there and visit him again. Amazing food over there.
100%. I have to go to Japan.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me because I haven't had dinner yet. This is getting
honestly, I feel the same way. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's I'm like super hungry.
You know what? Because this guy's from Cali. Eureka Eatery. So we had one that opened like a few blocks away from my restaurant line out the door. What is Eureka Eatery? Like, is it it looks like it's just like a traditional fried chicken spot. Like, is that anything different? Like, it's almost like a Californian, it's like In-N-Out, but like with fried chicken. Am I wrong here?
Don't ask. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, Dynamax, I guess is who you're asking. But here's some insight, some insider training. Cugino Eddie, I'm a food distributor. How are you ripped by being a food distributor? I guess you don't eat your own supply. Chick-fil-A does get a good fresh food, not processed like other fast food places in the States.
Dave, it's the dealer rule. You don't get high on your own supply. Come on now.
Oh my god.
KB is defending American fast food. I don't know. And you know what? I bet you the reason why is because he keeps on asking for extra small shirts. This he's just small. I think he's one of these guys that can't get fat, so he just eats fast food all the time just to like fuck on us fat guys. He's like, look, I can do that. You can't do this. You have to take cholesterol pills if you eat this.
So hold on, let me ask Eddie this. So like, is it pre-breaded? Because like I don't know, that's just from when I eat it, how it tastes like. Is it pre-breaded, or do you like, or are they just ordering like the chicken patties like just breast meat? Like that's what I'm curious to figure out. I don't know if you can say that with without Chick-fil-A hunting them down and LOL fruit and vegetables.
Like I
lifting heavy
said,
boxes.
I love their sauce, and I like the fries, and just dipping fries with Chick-fil-A sauce. Like I'll eat their sandwiches, but I'm not like as excited. Like I'm not like holy crap, but yeah.
Yeah, see, he weighed up 135 zone. You can't get fat. You're just one of those guys.
You
So
should-
you're
you
gonna
gotta
smash a
have
double
metabolism.
cheeseburger with extra bacon just because you can.
I mean, it's hard for me to lose weight, but I was 210 pounds in December. Now I'm at like 198 pounds.
That's
Sorry,
saying
I
I
don't
did.
know what that is in kilos, but it sounds
Oh,
impressive. So
fuck, yeah,
So-
I gotta remind myself that we gotta change. Yeah, I know in
2
America.
times 2.2. It's easy. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So Dal said I did tour of the U.S. Best thing was the steak. Besides that, the food is nasty. Yet they do have good steak. That's true. They do like
Yeah.
steak.
You gotta try the mac and cheese or the mashed potatoes.
Oh, like a smoked mac and cheese is always all right. Yeah. Or your bloomin' onions. Those things are wild. Just like deep fried
Absolutely.
onion.
it's literally onions, flour, and fat.
Oh, it's so good. I love it so much. All right. Well, we clearly went off the rails on this. That's all right. We want this one to be fun, so we did have a little bit of fun with it. And now we have food wars in the chat.
Gosh, that show, yeah.
We started the fire.
Dude, I am excited about Spanish food, man. I'm going in 3 weeks.
Spanish
so
food is
excited.
good. Well,
I'm
Mediterranean
so
as well.
excited
But
I will try it.
chorizo
everything.
sausage, man. Oh, I love it so much. And their Iberian ham. They just everywhere you walk, there's just like hanging legs of ham.
Absolutely.
It's so good. I love that place.
Dude, of every roof there are sausages, ham hanging. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Turkish
All right.
food is all. Turkish
Yeah,
food is
okay.
also
Guys,
great.
I think we're all gotta, other than German Dave, unless you're having second dinner. The rest of us, I think, are gonna start cooking.
Oh, I'm gonna start
I
sleeping.
think so
Let-
too.
Let's pull it back for a minute. We'll go over some things here.
I haven't slept in 30 plus hours now, man. I need some
Oh,
sleep.
jeez. All right, Dash wants to get serious.
Let's pull it back just for a moment. We'll get some updates here for folks as well, because I can imagine the comments now. This guy spent 30 minutes talking about food. Oh, have some taste, human beings. Jesus Christ. Good Lord. And people expect us to sit here for 2.5 hours and just be like, Dusan Vlahovic this, Facundo Gonzalez this, blah, 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 blah. Some of you folks need to have some.
Miretti needs to go on loan.
Miretti needs to get on that Eddie diet. I'm not going to lie. Whatever
Dude,
Eddie
but
is
we've been
doing.
saying that since over 12 months now, Dash.
No,
At
no,
some
no,
point.
We gotta ask Eddie. We gotta ask Eddie in the chat if he can take Moretti as an adopted son and make him yoked.
It's much
Or Dahl.
easier.
One of the two.
We need to loan him to Bayern Munich. That's it.
Jeff, you were saying that, and I agree, but we aren't doing that. We're still keeping it with the same squad, feeding him salad and no protein. It looks like.
Dahl, how fast can you get to Turin, Dahl? I need you to go over there. I need you to kidnap Moretti, and I need you to put him on your strength resume or your strength program.
Too, shit. I'll get his ass in there too. Yeah, I can do it.
Because we need Dahl, because Dahl is just pure yokedness. Like he's got
Dude,
the hoodie and
absolutely.
everything.
Dash, you're doing an excellent job reeling this back in.
I know, fantastic. But a couple of things I kind of wanted to cover briefly before we sign off here. So Coop Myers is rejecting a lot of European bids. He is dedicated. Yeah, Dahl says 3 hours, so he can be there in 3 hours. Perfect. But Coop Myers and Juve right now, Juve are planning to lowball him because Coop Myers is rejecting everything and is dead set on coming to Juve, which again I think is another domino falling in for us. The big thing is if he is able to hold out and pressure Atalanta, 45 million might seem possible.
For 45, I take him, but I don't want to pay more, man. You guys know I'm the most skeptical. I believe of the money, because I still think for those 60 or 50, we can pay so much less and get a level that is good enough for the 20 or 25. That
So
we
let
would
me
make.
let me debate you on this, German Dave. So like for example, all the players that we were linked to, we have not paid anywhere close to the price that the initial price was given for these guys, right? Like for example, Toribo was originally 40. What is it now? 30 plus bonuses?
30,
No,
35-ish, yeah.
I agree, but I would
So
still like use that money for something else.
no, absolutely. I think like I think with Coop, I don't expect us to pay 60. I don't. I think Atalanta are going to cave because I don't think. Does anybody know? Has Atalanta successfully replaced Scalvini yet?
Not yet, I believe.
So we're getting close to the beginning of the season, and they actually need a center back that can play. So for me, I would be shocked if Atalanta hold out at 60. I think because, like for example, I think they could probably be ready to move on and essentially just go for it at this point. But I wouldn't be shocked. 45 would be the low ball. I would say maybe.
I'm saying 50 plus bonuses.
I think that's what it's going to be.
Would you guys be okay with that, Coop Myers, for 50?
I think it doesn't matter what we think. That it's what Mata wants.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like when you're looking at it, because like there's some people that are sitting here that are saying that Coop Myers is worth 25 mil, and I'm like, you have lost your fucking.
No, not that. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere.
I'm more in the 35 to 40 million. That's my thing. That's what I
agree
was.
with that.
He's
I
probably
agree with
about
that.
40.
Yep, Jeff, we're in the same team, I believe.
Yeah.
we are within that money range.
That's
Because
that's
as
what I
soon as we go to the 50 range, there's literally Dani almost sitting there for 60 million with a 60 million release clause. Like when you are already like around the 50 or 55 or whatever for Coop Miners, dude, pay those 5 to 10 million more for Dani Olmo. He's even better than Coop Miners.
Hey,
as an
German
example.
Dave. German Dave, you want me to make you laugh really quick?
Let's go.
Did you hear the offer that Barcelona did for Dani Olmo?
Wasn't it 40 something and RB Leipzig said goodbye?
No, it was, but it kind of wasn't. So they said we'll give you 60 million for him, but 40 million will be payable in 10 million in 4 years. So, like for example, 10 million every year.
German
10 million for easy objectives and bonuses, another 10 million for hard objectives to reach.
Dude,
Just amortizing it.
Dude, German teams don't do that bullshit, man. You can try Barca, but
that's how it was broken up. They said we'll give you 10 million a year for 4 years, plus an additional 10 million if the mini objectives get made, and then another 10 million if he wins the Ballon d'Or. And then Leipzig was like, "Fuck out of here."
Dude, honestly, I wouldn't mind. Do trigger the release clause, get him for 60 million, and then you paid a bit more than for Coop Miners. But I don't know if
but he's
if
younger.
anybody,
He's younger than Coop Myers, and I think he's going to be Spain starting 10 and for sure.
Absolutely.
He's definitely maturing into a really good player.
What's his wages though? That's the other question.
It's Germany. His wages can't be that high.
It's
Well,
RB Leipzig. It's not that high, but he may now demand the big.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's gonna depend also. Like I've said this about a year ago, where like some players may want to demand a high wage, but sometimes players may want to be impressed by the project and the coach. And the fitting of the system, those have to matter too. Like it can't just be, I'm gonna pay 12 million and then see what happens. Like they have to, people have to look into that consideration, because it's like you can go to Chelsea and get paid 20 million a season, or just say 15 a season, but they don't have anything going on or anything that's like stable. So that also has to matter. You can go, if you want money, go either in the EPL or go to the Saudi league, but at the end of the day, what is the end game, and what are you going to do as a player to maximize yourself? So sometimes you might need to go to a team where you're going to pay less. You're going to get paid less, but you're the center of the project, which maybe in the future could be better for you, and you can then go to a bigger club.
You mean like what Chiesa could have done?
I was just about to say that.
Well, yeah, but Chiesa's got an ego trip, because the Italians and Juve fans have glazed them up to be this this messiah, which unfortunately he's not. So yeah.
I think with Dani Olmo, I think the reason why we're not linked with him, I think he wants to go back to Spain. I think that's
That's-
the priority.
Manchester City or Madrid were one of those. But I'm just saying, like, players like that are there. I'm just saying that it's not doom and gloom if we don't get coal miners.
Here's the thing. In this day and age, we have to look at it this way. There's never going to be a doom and gloom. There's always going to be an up and coming talent, up and coming player that's going to be in good form.
Yep.
The thing is to find it. That's it. Like, yes, Cope Miners is the guy. Maybe what we want him is because he's played in the league. He has experience in the league, and he's more of a complete player. And that's really what it all comes down to. That's why we want him, because we're trying to compete for now, and that makes a lot of sense. But also we have to like be realistic, and we can't just cave into Atalanta's demands because they want to make a quick buck out of us. So we have to be very vigilant.
The other thing that kind of happened too, Todibo did not play in Nice's friendly game as well, so that I think that deal is pretty much done.
Yeah,
next week.
we all know it's done.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
pretty much
a done
done.
deal.
So
They're-
the
they're-
player,
they're
the
over.
player that I want to know if you know much about German Dave is Maximilian Breyer.
Yes.
We're linked to this guy.
So he is he's playing for Hoffenheim.
Yep.
He's very young, but his numbers, like per minute that he plays, are really good. And this last season, he has become a starter for Hoffenheim, and he is a hybrid striker / right winger. So he is kind of Raspadori on the left side, but a bit younger. And his finish, and he can finish it because he learned as an actual striker. He can assist it, and I think he's right-footed. But
I think so. I think because I have the yawning. I have the film on him here, and I'm looking at it, and yeah, it looks like he's right-footed. But he also, like, from what it looks like, he's also able to. I don't want to say he's 100% like Xerxes, but there's similar traits to Xerxes in him.
Yeah.
But
and he's a hard worker. He doesn't mind get
Yeah.
into the into scuffles in the box and everything as well.
Yep. That and also just a pretty damn good finisher. I think he might take over Duson's starting position.
I would have loved to get him. I don't know how much there is because in Germany it wasn't mentioned at all yet. But there were clubs like Liverpool and everything mentioned with him. So if those teams are in the race, we have no chance. But I wouldn't mind, man. Good
What if though?
German
Because,
striker.
like, for example,
a good German striker is always like really good.
yeah,
They're all hard workers.
like part of me is sitting there thinking it's just like because he fits the profile so damn well of what we're
Yep.
trying to do, and it's just like if you're able to sell Milik, like it would not be like a bad idea to make that move for him. I'm
And he's,
curious to what
I
his
believe,
value
around
is.
25, I believe.
Oh,
So
that
his
would be
market value is lower than what he will actually cost, in my opinion.
I feel like
So if
the
he's
German
worth around
players
15
don't.
to 20, he's gonna cost you 25 to 30 somewhere.
I feel like with German players, they're never on the spotlight, so their market value is never like super high. The last player that I remember to have a real to get sold to the EPL was Kai Havertz to Chelsea.
Yep.
That was the only German player I have seen. Not even Toni Kroos, which he was one of the most pinnacle important players for Real Madrid. He got sold for what I believe 16 million euros to Madrid from Bayern. So German players don't get they don't get the love. Same with Italians, but
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at the comparisons that he has. Some players, Alexandre Lacazette, Marcus Thuram. Fofana.
He's one of those like very movable, but can also play a bit of winger, sort of striker. He's really good.
Yeah,
he could play on the false nine then.
I watch, and then Eddie says, I watch every Napoli match. Raspadori is the best option versus. I like him. I just don't know if Napoli are going to give us him.
Yep, that's my
Because,
thought
like, for
as well.
example, Raspadori for me fills a lot of. He's not like obviously he's not going to be like the guy, right? But like
Right.
for example, Raspadori, one of the things that I like about him quite well actually is that the ability he is essentially duct taped. He's like what I would call duct tape, right? He just has so many uses, like whether it's to shut someone up, whether it's to patch a hole, or whether it's to tie someone up. Like that that sounded really weird, but you kind of get the gist of it. Like, because for me, Raspatori's versatility is so damn good, where it's just like when you're playing a system that relies on versatility, like part of me thinks I don't think he'll be fruitful with Conte at Napoli. I don't know how you could get Raspadori away from Napoli. I think that's
The
what would
only
be.
way, which I still think it's super hard to do, is the swap with Chiesa. I think
I don't think they want him. That's the problem. I don't think they want Chiesa.
I think Chiesa might fit Conte though. Like I think like I've been saying this for a while that like the only team I see Chiesa doing well is Conte under his system. I don't know why. I think like Conte is the guy that can bring the best out of him.
If only Conte was still at Tottenham, that would be perfect.
Unfortunately, from what I heard, Dave, the Tottenham rumor that Chiesa was linked to isn't even real.
Yeah,
that's what I was asking. Like, if real, it's great, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Premier League sources.
nothing's real.
England, nobody
That's
from England wants him.
Nobody from anywhere wants him.
Yeah.
They were only saying like the only time like this is what's interesting, right? Like the pundits were saying the only time anything happens with Chiesa would be a deadline deal.
Yeah,
day deal.
that's what it's starting to look like. Yeah.
And also, why would be anybody interested when they know they can get him for free in the next summer?
It's going to be a desperation thing. It's like, oh, we still need a winger. We couldn't get one.
Yeah.
I'll get him for like 15 mil.
That's why I'm saying, damn, we are now in the position where we get like, what is the max? 10, 15 right now. We will never get like it's going right now. We will never get
but then
above 20.
We have to look at the bright side too. This is how we got Thuram, right? Coming off his last year, get him super cheap. So you win some, you lose some.
Yep, that's right. Can't win them all.
No, absolutely not. We couldn't win Calafiori, but hey, at the end of the day,
I'm not even worried about that, to be honest.
No, again,
I'm not. I think we got like handed a very good hand with Todibo. A very good hand.
Again, it goes back to what I say earlier, is that sometimes you have to think in abundance in a case where, yes, maybe he would have been the perfect situation. Calafiori would have been a really good situation if we had him because he was under Thiago Motta, yeah, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. And that's the thing. Juventus has missed in the past. I remember 10, 12 years ago, we were trying to go for Robin Van Persie, and that failed drastically. And I remember back in the day, we were trying to go for Jovetic in the Fiorentina when he was back with Fiorentina, then went to City and flopped. So we will fail. It is what it is. We don't have the money.
Ironically, Jovetic played is one season, I believe, for my club in Berlin, and it was so great watching. The brother couldn't score anymore because he was already like above the 30s, but his placement on the pitch, like he had a sniff for the ball. He always knew where the ball lands. Like he was such an intelligent player. It was fun watching him, but he didn't have athleticism anymore.
That was under Prandelli's Fiorentina, if I remember. It was in 09-010. He had some really good goals against I think it was a Bayern in the round of 16. He scored some from far away. So he had it, but yeah, that's what I mean. The end of the day is that, okay, if one doesn't go through, you have other players. That's always the case. You can't be, oh my God, we don't have him, it's all over. There's always going to be a player popping off. There will be, it happens. That's life. So yes.
Awkward silence. Perfect. Okay, so
Oh, I thought
Dash,
somebody's
I'm
going.
I'm reading some juicy stuff. That's all.
oh, are you?
Hey, then
I'm looking
read
for
your
tea.
juicy stuff out.
I'm relying on you because you're the one that want to reel this in. So what
did
else do you
Anybody
have on that?
Hey, anybody wanna talk about Formula One while Dash
Well, I
is
do.
comparing
I always
himself?
want to talk Formula One.
Hey, then let's go, man. Charles
Ferrari's
Leclerc
on
starts from
fucking
the
pole.
first
Let's
place.
go. Let's do
Let's
this.
go.
We'll
Man,
see if
and
he can keep it.
Sergio Perez,
Yeah,
he did
he's
it.
back. He's back
He did it. Oh man,
because this is going to be his last race, right?
yeah,
We'll see. We'll
yeah,
see.
we will see tomorrow.
What does this even mean, KB? You got like the Easter Island head. What does this emoji mean?
Means based.
Why? How?
That the young people talk.
He's not even young. He's 37. I think.
Well, guys, I'm gonna head out because I'm hungry. Like the thing is that I'm starving because we're talking about food and I gotta head out. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
We did it.
Anyways.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me on, man.
Okay, Dash, what do you got?
No, I'm trying to make sure. No, I'm just. It was funny. I found a picture that said trending in Italy on Friday, Mota out, and I just wanted to laugh.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god,
That's
those
stupid.
people need to find a
So-
damn life.
So I got a little bit of news that came in while we were live here. Chiesa and Raspadori. Still a thing possibly. We'll see, because Raspadori is also out of his project.
But-
Dean Huysen has sorry.
Dash, scouting wise, do you think Raspadori would be more so a backup for Yildiz to the left, and we use him that way because he played that also a lot for Napoli?
I think the thing is that you
Or
can kind of play
it-
wherever.
Or is he your proper replacement for Vlahovic? Like, what would your main role be? I agree, Dave, that he will play multiple positions, but what would his bread and butter be, for example?
I think he's going to be like. Part of me would be like and this is where I think it's on the fringe, right? Like, for example, Yildiz to me isn't a guaranteed starter from a tactical perspective. I think Yildiz is still got to earn his way to be a guarantee on that, right? And Eddie wants to know what kind of guitar you have, Canadian Dave.
It's a Fender Stratocaster HSS. Got the humbucker on it.
That says nothing to me, but sounds great.
The Fender Stratocaster is probably one of the most iconic guitars in the world, alongside the Gibson Les Paul. Everyone that knows anything about rock and roll knows this motherfucking guitar. Just you guys don't know music, all right, but you know footy, so I guess
but like the thing that I'm looking at is like when I'm looking at it, right, is if you don't purchase Galano or Ademi or anyone like that, I think then you would prioritize Raspadori as that. Or like, for example, contrary to if Coop Myers doesn't come, then you would look at Raspadori. I don't think Raspadori is the best as the lead man. I think he's great when he's playing off of somebody. But like, again, for me, it's like this is where the question I have, right, is like, for example, if you buy Raspadori, that means that you don't view Weah as a starter, right? That means Weah isn't being viewed as a starter. So it's just like,
but they play different style. Like, doesn't Raspadori play more so on the left? Like, is he known to the right side? Every time I see him, he's
in theory, Raspadori can play anywhere, right? Like from like what it's been said is he can play across the entire front line. And I think that's great as a utility player, as like a depth piece. I don't think that's great as like a starter, right? Because like, for example, I think Raspadori is like duct tape. Like you use it to fix holes, you use it to fix something. I don't think right now Raspadori is like your main guy, right? I don't see him as a main person. I see him as someone that like Like, for example, you know how Napoli had, Osimhen and they had Giovanni Simeone, right? Like, it's like Giovanni Simeone, where Giovanni Simeone comes in, can, perform against your Comos, your Genoas, and that's where I would look at it. And it's just like, that's where I would see Raspadori. I think Raspadori would be like your guy that could handle that, right? Like, he could handle almost kind of like Chiesa, right? Where he handles the small teams and sucks against the big ones. But like, I really think it's more so that's where it would make sense for me where Raspadori goes in.
Yeah, basically an emergency break glass. You can throw him wherever needed for the game to get that over the line or something like that.
Yeah, that's honestly what I think it is. I don't see anything. I don't see anything like game changing or world breaking or anything like that. I just see it as like a utility. A utility player where you just play it wherever you need a hole being passed. Like, honestly, that's where, it's contrary to people's belief, I think that's where Locatelli is going to fit in this year. I think that's where Loca's going to do stuff, is just where he fills in gaps for the starters.
Raspadori is playing a very similar role to what Cody Gakpo for Liverpool played for example, last season. Gakpo was at first the sub for Darwin Núñez. And he came in basically every game because Klopp rotated like inside the game his whole like front lineup except of Mo Salah. He played most of the 90 minutes in most of the games. So Cody Gakpo played a lot a lot centrally, but when I'm forgetting the players right now because it's damn late. On the left side, who was it for Liverpool on the left side?
Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz. My God, thank you. Luis Diaz had a spell where he was injured, and the spell where the kidnapping of his parents happened. He was overall throughout the season away for a month, and Cody Gakpo in that time span played left winger, for example. And then there were some games where, for the international breaks, the South Americans always arrive like a day later than all the others, and they're most of the time completely dead mentally and physically and can play the following match most of the time, because they arrive on Thursday while all the other players arrived on Wednesday already, and then you have only a day or two for preparation for the game. And in those games, for example, he played central striker for Darwin Núñez. And in the second part of the season, when Darwin Núñez stopped performing, Cody Gakpo was the go-to for Jurgen Klopp. So I think Raspadori, like, I'm not saying he's Cody Gakpo, like no offense to me, because Cody Gakpo is a very intelligent and a great player, but Raspadori is that mold of from what I'm learning.
Yeah, and I think every successful team has a player like that. Like every big team has a player that can do that, right? Like, for example, your Real Madrid's had that, your Man City's had that.
Mbappe has that right now on steroids with Mbappe. Like he's a left winger like usually, but he can play everything.
And kind of like with Eddie's comment, where it's just like Raspadori can give you more than Chiesa can as far as versatility goes. Like I think, shoot, if I know this would never happen. Like if this happens, this has to be probably the heist of the century. If you are able to trade Chiesa for Raspadori, I think that would be like probably one of the most genius moves ever.
Why wouldn't it happen though?
I just see the difficulties. Like, for example, think of it, right? Where Napoli paid what, 40 million for Raspadori? I think 35 to 40.
Okay, how much do we pay for Chiesa?
60, but the difference is he's under contract. Chiesa's not. So, like, for example, you bring Chiesa and you have to sign him into a contract regardless, right? Where us, it's just like,
but that would happen anyway. With
it would, right? No, I understand, but like I'm saying, like, for example, if Conte is dead serious about Chiesa, he just needs to wait one more year and he gets him for free.
Yeah, but then he won't. I'm sorry, but then he won't choose Napoli if he has a choice.
And that is my one concern. If it's not going to go through, it's going to be because Chiesa is a little bitch and doesn't realize what he's actually worth.
But do you think other teams would go for him next summer for free? Like the big ones that he's looking for? You think
Inter? Apparently Inter.
For free, hell yeah.
he'll be a snake and go to Inter, especially if they do well again this year.
Yeah, but like for example, he wouldn't even fit in Inzaghi's system. And that's my other question is like, for example, would Chiesa fit in a Conte system? Like I understand Jeff was saying that he could bring out the best of him, but I don't see how Chiesa would make sense unless, for example, Chiesa takes humble pie like Ivan Perisic did and like actually like adapted into the left wing back role. But I personally, to contrary of a lot of people's belief, I think the next step for Chiesa to resurge his career is to start playing that left wing back or right wing back.
Yeah, for 6 months and then go to Toronto and do the Bernardeschi.
No, but think about it though, right? From like let me try to offer a solution for Chiesa. Because it's like, okay, winger wise, it doesn't work because he wants the ball, where it's just like if you're playing as a wing back, you have more of those one-on-one opportunities. You're able to get out wide and be one-on-one with defenders. If you're a wing
Plus
back,
you can build up speed because you come from so far deep down the field.
So it's just like I think it would make sense for him to convert into a wing back at this point. He'll get the ball more. He's a scoring wing back. He'd be a scoring wing back in a sense. And to be honest, like healthy Chiesa outside of the Pirlo season, even like Chiesa at Fiorentina, like he could barely break 7 or 8 goals.
He still wants plus like north of €5 million per season. You think this kid's gonna go to left back?
Not left back, left wing back.
Left wing back. You think whatever. You think he's gonna do that? He was complaining about being on the wrong wing. You think he's I think this is ludicrous.
No, I know. I'm not. No. Like for example, I'm saying like no, but I'm saying from a logistical standpoint from him, right? Like obviously he's an idiot, but like I'm saying from like when I'm looking at it from a scouting perspective, right? Where it's just like you look at Chiesa's tangibles and what Chiesa can do. I think for him, it's just like the further deeper he is on the pitch, the more pitch he has in front of him, I think the better off he is. And I would say he's better off as a wing back than he is. Because, like, for example, Ivan Perisic, like he wasn't doing well as just a straight out and out winger. And Conte's like, hey, like you should probably switch to a wing back. And Perisic was like, no, I'm a winger. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then Perisic switched into that left wing back, and hell, he torched us in the Italian Cup final.
Dude,
and it's
at
like
Tottenham, when he was 34 or 35, he played that role perfectly. It was in the end his age that costed him basically that position at Tottenham. But dude, he was really good at Tottenham as a left wing back, and it's crazy that he may have made that switch. And funny enough, he played that again under Conte for Tottenham.
So
maybe Conte's the guy then.
I think, for example, I think the next step for Chiesa is like he needs to come to terms that like, dude, you're not going to be that flashy, like sexy winger that you think you are. I think for him, the best move for his career to do is switch into a wing back role.
At €5 million a season.
The problem is though the longevity of that position, because I don't know if the prototypical left wing back will still exist.
David, does he even have a career at this point?
If he actually like would care about his career, yes.
Yeah, I think this is all like just naive to think that any of this would come true. If it does, I'd be impressed that and if Chiesa can mature that much that quickly to realize that, then he can mature quickly enough to sign a contract for less than $5 million with Juve and just like end all this nonsense and just start grinding out and playing a position. But none of that's gonna happen, is it? Don't think so. Chiesa can beat DeMarco. Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know. Like that's where I'm looking at it, and I'm just kind of like thinking in my head because it's just like if he could potentially be a pretty solid wingback. Like part of me is sitting there thinking, I'm like, Chiesa could possibly be a wingback here with what he has and what his current strengths are. Because, like, for example, Chiesa is not like a Messi-esque dribbler. Like Chiesa isn't like one of those like finesse dribblers. Chiesa is one of those like head down, grind forward, and push the ball forward dribblers. Like you know what I'm saying, right? Like, am I wrong here when I say Chiesa's not like a technical dribbler?
No,
Like,
no,
he's
he's
not.
not. How can you be a technical dribbler when you're not looking up?
Because it's just like it's not like yoga bonito, like it's not like Brazilian dribbling, it's not like Spanish dribbling, it's not like like even like for example, Chiesa in his heyday, it wasn't like Lemal dribbling, it was just cuts. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, I think he would be fine as a wingback. Like if he actually considered converting as a wingback, I think he would actually be pretty damn good, especially as a right wingback.
KB wants you to critique his footage.
The footy? I could do that. I have no problem. We can make a video series. And you know, that could actually be a fun little video series. People send me their footage and I react to it.
He just completely trashes people.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, for the clicks, we will truck for you.
No, like that might actually be a fun series, right? Where it's just like we react to people's footage and then we like talk about like certain ways, certain passes. Yeah, shit, I don't mind. I'm down for it. Hell, I need to. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, hey, come on, John, till you get the Todibodio done, so you can record finally the technical.
I know. I need to start twerking more for you guys because every time I post a clip of myself playing it pops off. So it's just like, it's a pain in the ass. Like, because I know, like for example, Car's talking about the dash cam videos.
That didn't go away, man.
They're still there. It's just I haven't been able to. Because like, here's the thing, right? The field that I play on is grass and it's really shitty. So it's just like it's not good footage. Like I was thinking about it and I'm like, maybe I should wear my GoPro. And I'm just like, because like for example, some of the games that we play, I'm just kind of like, it's like they don't like the people that I'm playing with, they don't like playing out of bounds on the width. And it's not concise footy where I'm like, oh, this is great content. Let me record this. So like maybe once it's winter and I'm actually playing on a turf field inside and getting like back to I call it the dojo. Because I've been away for a work assignment, so I'm not playing where I normally play. So like once I'm actually back where I normally am grinding and training, I'll probably start recording those again. I probably need to get a better GoPro because I don't know. I'm just not impressed with the one that I have.
Like it.
AC Milan winning against Man City. Now we'll hear AC Milan. No, AC Milan's going to win the tripleta now. They beat Man City. They're winning the treble. You're mad. They're winning the treble. Let's go.
They might do well this season.
And
We have to do those predictions, don't we?
I don't think they are.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even recap our last year's predictions and how bad they were.
No, we're close.
Oh, I forgot that.
Oh, we were winning the league. Don't you remember?
Yeah, but dude, but that's not bad, man. Everyone is backing that team, of course.
Yeah, Carr is bringing back pro clubs. If anyone wants to play, it's on Discord. So it's him, Bones, and Frankie and them. Are you guys playing tonight? Because I'll hop on if you guys play tonight, Carr.
There you go. Do it. Let's do it.
So yeah, Carr, text me if you guys are playing. I'll hop on. KB's predictions were right. KB is the devil when it comes to predictions.
Yeah.
I won the Euros prediction. I don't count, but I won it. Yeah.
It's just so petty. Nobody cares. Employees do not get to protect. Man,
no, I know.
You shouldn't even like. No, you don't count. Just don't even talk about it. You didn't get shit.
Dave, I'm just touching my own ego because I finally beat KB in something that has to do with predictions, man. It's just giving myself a tap on the shoulder.
KB plays the long game though. That was only a month long. He likes to start slow and like come at you in the seventh
He will
month.
get everybody for the Serie A predictions and for all the games and everything.
Yeah, Frankie was working. That's right. JC is saying there. Yeah, so I'm going to set up the fantasy league stuff. That's going to be something coming down. So we will definitely be doing that. Maybe just do it through the Serie A stuff, and then I don't have to make a spreadsheet and do stupid calculations every week and then forget to do it for 2 weeks. And, we'll do it better.
We will create our own league, like on the proper, like we did for F1, and
Yeah, KB saying everyone forgot the Formula One teams. Yeah, your wife, which is probably still just you, but like you and or your wife are winning that right now, and I think you're second anyway. So
I know he's cooking on that.
I'll see this weekend. Charlie in first, pole position. I don't know if he's going to keep that. We'll see.
I don't think so.
It's a long race. It was wet. It was wet in qualifying, so dry race.
Said.
Who knows? Yeah,
that's what she said.
The funny thing about this qualifying is now that there are Leclerc, Perez, and Hamilton right there in front of the McLarens. That will cost the McLarens time, and I think Verstappen will catch up.
Oh, he will. Yeah.
Like
it's going to be an interesting race.
Like if the McLarens qualified way more at the front, I think the McLarens would have had this race in the back because they can disappear without needing to worry about what's behind. Because until Max overtook all the other cars and with strategy and everything, like by that point the McLarens would have been gone. But now they are losing time as well, and they got through the field. So let's see.
But the question is Max going to stay up until 3 or not?
No, he's not allowed to anymore.
Dude, he can do whatever he wants.
No,
Dude,
he can't. He can't. They actually at that meeting that they had after the race.
The team guy said no. We didn't say anything like that. And he's a soul man. And some of the drivers are up until 3 a.m. anyway. So who cares what they are doing up until that time? So, dude,
they all have
he can do whatever.
Performance specialists.
Dave, he will do whatever he wants because Red Bull will work to keep him in the team.
He's gonna get fired.
Oh no, he's not.
They don't like his attitude because he's a bitch.
Well, he is, but he will stay as long as he wants. It's his team.
Shall we end on a dash cam and sign off?
Sure, let's do it.
This one's probably one of my favorite clips. I had this guy was their left back and he was talking trash the whole game, and I was like, I am splitting your legs without any difficulty whatsoever.
Splitting his legs.
I'm kind of pissed because the guy that I gave the through ball to fucked it up in the end. But I gotta turn off the music. There we go. Bam. So like here's the one thing that I like to do. So here's me doing my little coaching critique here. So he's coming at me wide.
That is a terrible stance, by the way.
Yep. So he's coming at me wide. So what I'm doing is I'm taking an outside cut with my left leg here. Because the idea was I'm trying to give him the illusion that I'm trying to go this way. I'm trying to go to his left, right? So I've already got his right leg committed to it. So now I have it where I've stopped moving entirely and he's still in momentum. So now, again, he's thinking I'm cutting outside because I have the ball completely to my outside on my left. So then he's thinking it's going there. I lower my shoulder right through his legs. Beautiful pass right to my striker who pulls a deuce on and passes it right to the opposing defender.
Oh my God, and the Messi jersey. Oh my God, why is it always those people?
It's always those, and that's a PSG one. But it's like I kind of again see how I've got that leg committed from him onto his right. So it's one of those things where it's just like, and this is where it's kind of funny, right? Because he mishandles the ball and then it falls right towards me. I don't know why the music keeps playing. I'm trying to mute it. So then I obviously take one touch to my right, cut it across, wait for him. So I take a chip inside touch to my left. As the ball's slowly rolling, I make it, I kind of give him the shoulder tuck where I'm looking like I'm cutting inside. He bites, easily pass it through his legs, and then pass it to my striker.
Dude, that's how he wanted to hold you. Oh, the brother couldn't handle it.
It was oof. That one's one of my favorite clips. Then I think I have one more that we can go over before we gotta end this sucker.
Did Dave talk about Canada getting subtracted 6 points for the Olympics? The
I didn't even hear that came out. So I know about the scandal, obviously.
Yep, they got they got 6 points taken away in advance already.
Cool. All right. Well.
Okay.
No, I had. Oh, Canada.
All right, Dash. We don't have time for your nonsense.
End it.
Just end it. Kill it.
Just end it. If you don't want to play my clip.
I know you don't want to see my clip. We'll just end it, bro. So this one right here. So this is where I kind of like I tried to go for a meg, but I couldn't get it cleanly. So the ball bounces back to me, and I kind of do like this weird samba touch. I tried going across again, and then this guy decides to be my
Is it
next
again the
victim.
same guy?
No, different guy. This is a
Because
different
it's
game.
also orange shoes again.
So I see him come up to me, and I just slide it through his legs and give it to the guy to the back. This one was one of my favorites. So I'm playing as a 5 here. I'm playing as a regista, and I have one guy on my back shoulder and another one on the left and right shoulders here. So I take one touch. I look like I'm going right. I cut back, send this guy completely in the opposite direction, and then do a size over touch. And then I had another guy come into the right here, and this guy had to follow me. So this one's one of my favorite actions here.
And no,
I outro with you.
And on that note, don't get megged by a dash. You're going to end up on the internet. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning into the call-in show. I have 30 seconds to end this, so make sure you like and subscribe. Also, if you want to play pro clubs, hop on Discord as well. Link is in the description as well. And we shall see you guys, you Formula One stands tomorrow when we review the Spa Grand Prix. We'll catch you later.
30 seconds is always more than enough.